Hey guys, what's up? It's Tryptophan with another video. I changed my Thakras playstyle a little bit too, so I want to make a new video. I learned that if you get Plague rank 3, you can pretty much just kill rocks. So what you do is you Plague a rock and you just send like 2 piglets or a few lanes to finish it off. It takes like 30 seconds or whatever for the rock to die. So that's why you keep the lanes there, or the piglets. And if you didn't do that, the rock would just be left with 1 HP. I believe you might need a few more level upgrades too, so it might not be like 1 HP, but like 1000 HP. But like, it's just a good way to get rid of key rocks on the map to make it a lot harder for survivors. And it's also really useful for destroying bases and for killing armies, because it basically gets rid of everything. Like that Odin now has 1 HP. So you can just plague an army, run away, and then kill it back when it's 1 HP. So between me, it also levels also increase the AoE effect too. So just making a ton of army 1 HP and then being immune to ranged from Blinding Cloud just makes your team fighting ability so strong. And also having turn of supply is a unique feature of Thakras over Kerrigan or Dehaka is a really nice feature too. I noticed there's some stuff there. I can't really kill the vultures just because they're inside areas, but I can kind of guess that there's a mine outpost there. Yeah, it died. I really should not have been able to kill it if you used SCV's repair. I'm just using patrols to check if there's eco there. If there's eco there, then my lane will not path there because it will be blocked, and it'll instead go to like the low ground. If you don't get what that is. Also made my patrol key S, which makes it a lot easier to patrol. And I just spray my hero there because that's annoying.
Our allies are in combat.
I kind of just force him to go in the Phoenix. I don't know if that's even that impactful, but
our allies are in combat.
It works, I guess. And using Cloud plus cannons is a good way to protect your eco if you know there's other threats on the map, because it forces Hunter to come. And then when Hunter comes, you just salvage and rebuild in the same place. And unless Hunter just stays there the entire game and ignores everyone else, allowing them to build up, they're going to have to leave. And a lot of times they do an entire rotation around the map. And yeah, there's a little bit of miss micro between me and the Cigar gave me as I was attacking there. You can see player list up here. See, look at that, 4 minutes and 30 seconds, plus 1 melee. It's a pro Zagara right there. And look, the moment I get plus 1 melee, things will start dying way faster, which is really nice. That's like a 50% damage boost to lanes for not that too much of an investment. And with how feed works, it just helps me so much. So I'm just trying to kill and check. Right now the meta for a lot of classes is to build in like low ground corners or high ground corners for their eco, and it's a lot less likely to be found because people don't check it, but I'm checking it. So their risky eco is now just really risky, but most hunters don't check it, so it can be pretty safe just because it's like not checked as much and you still have time to salvage. Yep, so as I said earlier, like you just salvage the Zobas. Like kill the pylon there, doesn't really, I'm microing that way too much. Like it's just a
Our
pylon with no
allies are
gateways.
in combat.
A lot of Zerg is just like trusting that your units will kill it, and that while you go to focus on something else. And if you don't kill it, it's not like the end of the game. Yeah, I should have tried to go around and sneak. But yeah, just lanes spawn. Try to snipe. I only would have sniped Team Nova there if she had like 0 HP upgrades or wasn't main intention. So that was good. I really think it's important to keep Tasha Nova on opposite sides of the map, because like if Nova TP'd there, she'd be in the top right now, and they could eco freely. Just have one protecting eco and the other either going back to the bottom left, the opposite way I'm coming. But yeah, like Nova already used her TP, so that's a free kill right there. This 60% slow on Thakras is super important. I went in sandbox and saw all the things. So level 1 I get scan just because I can't get constricting slime, and like plague isn't gonna help me much. Neither is dark swarm, so I get scan first, level 1. But future scan ranks barely decrease the cooldown, like only from 30 seconds to 25 to 20 to 15. And I don't really think that's worth the upgrades. So that scan level 1 is pretty much the only thing I ever get in terms of scan. After that I get constricting slime, and constricting slime is the same, like it's a 60% slow in all ranks, so increasing the rank only decreases the cooldown by a little bit. And it's not like I'm spamming it, like I only need it like every 3 minutes or so, but when I need it, like it's really good. It might get me a snipe here. Like if this was a little bit later in the game and that no matter was right there, I could have constricting slime and spammed like 20 corruptors and got a kill. Not 20, but like 15. I don't know. It's still useful. So after constricting slime, the earliest you can get rank 3 plague is level 5. So if you get plague rank 1 at level 3, plague rank 2 at level 4, that means you can get plague rank 3 at level 5. So these next 3 levels I'm going to get plague. And once I'm plague rank 3 with level 5, that basically kills rocks. I can just plague a rock, and like all these annoying rocks that will be annoying later in the game, I'll be able to kill them. And by killing rocks, that allows me to go through the map quicker. I try and get a snipe here. I mean, it's going to be kind of hard to kill. A flying class without any anti-air. So I kind of leave. So right now I've gotten 0 upgrades, and my teammate has gone 1-1, so that helps a ton. So this is more of a pre-made build. But like I got early pickless. I have 4 keybinds for them. Keybind 2, 3, 4, and 5. Those all lead for different pickless. 2's in the top left, 3's in the top right, 4's in the bottom left, and 5's in the bottom right. You know, 1 for each quadrant. And because I do this every game and I do engineer the same way, it's just muscle memory. So it makes it very easy. Just makes it super easy. Yeah, I only brought my hero here because I thought that I wasn't going to get much done with just a few piglets. He might have been able to 10. And I believe it was the right call. Let's see. Oh, I noticed the Class H, so I try and get it slow here. Maybe that'll make the Class H slower Ares, and I did kill on Class H, so that should delay Ares a little bit more. But I also, like I just moved those piglets over and over where Ares is going to build, and that delays him. That delays him probably more than killing the Class H, because he could easily make 1,000 minerals in that time. So those piglets will kill Ares' future base. I kind of just trust that. And I go to the bottom right because I noticed things are there. One alternative you can make with my build is you can get TP quicker, but like I really just want Plague as ASAP. Plague rank 3, because that's kind of my strategy. It's also pretty strong in killing bases. Yep.
Our allies are in combat. Our forces are under attack. Our allies are in
Piglets are really good at
base is
killing armies too, like as you see there, especially because, yeah, we're still 1-1, but I got the Piglets upgrades, and those Piglets upgrades are pretty much all I've gotten. So, thank you Expresso for getting lots of upgrades this game.
Forces have met the enemy in combat.
Couldn't have won without you doing that.
Our forces are under attack. Base is threatened. Our allies are in
Yep.
combat.
So see, like those Piglets that I shift attacked earlier are now killing Ares again, and that just laid him like another 2.5 minutes, right? Which is more than killing the Class H,
Our forces have met the enemy
and a lot more reliable
Our allies' base
than trying to
our
snipe a Class
allies
H.
are in combat.
See some Eco there, +1s, doesn't really matter.
Our forces are under attack.
Oh,
Our
I know some
allies
Eco
are in
there.
combat.
I send more lanes to attack.
Our allies are
And
in
Nova's
combat.
dead,
Our allies' base
so I'm
is
just trying to kill
threatened.
Tosh right here. I make
Our
the...
forces have met the enemy in combat.
That was probably a bad spot to make an Overlord, especially with how Overlords can get really expensive now. What I like to do,
Our allies' base is threatened.
what I think is optimal, yeah, he really tried to get that Overlord. That was not worth the death. Send all your Overlords to one space, and put a, what's it called? The Spore there. So that should get rid of like all harassment from ghosts, which can be really annoying, because you don't want a ghost killing all your Overlords. I kind of choose the mini map for when I do that. I don't like try and specifically spend way too much time making sure it's exactly on top of the Spore. So here, I'm just, I don't have Binding Cloud, which would help me a lot more than Plague in this situation. I keep trying to go for the snipe on Scion. Phoenix gets there in time. My Piglets aren't really doing much, so I select all of them soon. And right now this Nomad's getting a few levels. Let's see, he's level 5. Once he gets level 7, that can be really impactful. But thankfully I'm not really using a lot of projectiles, so PDD isn't really something I'm worried about. It'll be mostly the Kinetic Matrix, which got nerfed a bit. Yep, so I just plague that rock, kill it. That'll help Zagara attack from that angle. So that's like adding like 2 times as much pressure, right? If Zagara is able to join me. Well, not more than 2 times pressure, because it's twice the army. But remember Lanchester's law from my Spirit video. Look it up. So it's more like 4 times powerful. And like it can just be super annoying for survivors to try and defend on 2 fronts. Yeah, so I'm just plaguing the rocks, and with that I'll be able to attack the center of their base a lot easier. And while I'm waiting for Plague to do its damage, I'm just clearing around. I think I used the Piglets in the top right to attack the right side where Helios is. I plague that again. Plague takes a while, but it eventually gets it to 1. And that's just a way to kill rocks without really sacrificing much. Yeah, I don't know why I got so impatient right there. I think I lose a lot of HP trying to kill that rock. Like 5 seconds faster than just waiting.
Allies are in combat. Our allies are in combat. Our forces
And
have
in the
met
meantime, I
enemy
honestly
in
should be creeping
combat.
with Zagara towards his base, because as you see earlier, I killed this rock, and that just opens up like so many more attack
Allies
paths.
are in combat.
Oh yeah, here's where I lose HP. So I got level 6 Dark Swarm. So level 1 Scan, level 2 Constricting Slime,
Our
then
forces
3,
are
4,
under
5 I get
attack.
Plague.
Allies are in
Then after
combat.
that, I go for 4 ranks in Dark
Our
Swarm,
forces
which
have
is really
met
good
the
versus
enemy
bases like
in
this.
combat.
It lasts 10 seconds, and it has a 10-second cooldown. So that means I can spam it back to back. And it basically makes me almost invulnerable to range units. And Banelings and Psalms counter melee units. So you're pretty much countering everything with that. Plague counters rocks. You have a huge army, 200 supply, same as Zagara, 200 supply. So you have a really strong late game if you can get there. And like Blinding or Darkstorm has a huge synergy with like lurkers and whatnot. So yeah, I should be a little bit more in the back line with this. Like Thakras doesn't add a lot of DPS. I could be spamming Darkstorm while sitting in Darkstorm. That'd be better than what I'm doing right now. Although I'm losing a ton of...
Our allies are in combat.
Although I'm feeding a ton of XP, I'm also getting a ton of XP. So that can be helpful. Banelings would also be really strong versus this, but I'd have to make sure they don't all die to a single explosive ward. I keep losing my overlords, which is really annoying. Especially because they're so expensive right now, like 300 minerals right now, and I still have 100 more supply to go. And they end up becoming like 700 minerals for the last few ones, but the first few ones are really cheap, which I should have gone earlier in this game, honestly, for more map control. Oh, do I get the kill? And I don't. And I was kind of pissed there. So, like just one patch ago, that would have got the kill. Yep. So Stimmick died as Prophet. And just like I killed that rock, that rock, that rock. So Plague is a very strong spell. And I hope this game showcases that strength very well. I spam lane here, which is really good under Dark Swarm. It makes the units a lot stronger. I'll let you read Dark Storm if you want. 70% chance of taking 0 damage from range attacks. So the counter to that is obviously Reavers from Artanis. If the other team has a lot of Artanises, Thakras might not be the best pick. But Thakras is also really good at killing Artanis. A lot of Artanises will try and tank with their hero at the front of their army. And if you just mass Baneling and Constricting Slime, so you kind of like just rush in your hero a little bit for Constricting Slime, just mass Baneling the entire army and Artanis, that can actually get a kill. But you need to have a ton of Banelings. Yeah, and it just does surprisingly well. I didn't have Constricting Slime up, so if you do want to get a second rank, the second rank is actually pretty useful because it brings it down from 45 seconds to 30 seconds, whereas rank 3 and rank 4 only bring it down to 25 and 20. So I'll say that again. So rank 1 is 45, rank 2 30, rank 3 25, rank 4 20. So the second upgrade decreases by 15 seconds, which can be useful. But I mean, like, I guess the only use I would have had for this game is to kill that spirit after I've already won the game. So it's just more of a win more strategy. So I don't know, maybe it's not the best. And I realize those piglets are doing nothing, so I try and have them kill a rock or at least block something. I Dark Storm that. A Plague, the units chopped at 1 instantly. They don't do any damage. That's just the power of Thakras. And if you look at my skills, rank 3 Plague, rank 3 Dark Swarm, rank 1 Scanner Sweep, rank 2 Constricting Slime. That's how I did get it here. Just because I was kind of already winning. Let's see. But yeah, as I said earlier, like, level 1 is where Scanner Sweep is like best. Or not best, but like, obviously I'd rather have 4 if it was free, but it's kind of just a waste of rank ups. And same with Teleport, which I did not get this game. But rank 1 can be pretty useful if you need it. After that, you know, Dark Swarm and Plague are really good. I mean, rank 3 Plague kills everything, so there's not much of a point getting 4 because you've already killed everything. Like, I can, at level 10 I can one-shot rocks Plague scales pretty heavily with levels on Thakras as well. So that's another pro of my build where I went early Pigalus, which means I killed a lot more on the map, which means I got more levels. And levels are very strong on Thakras, just because the power of Plague and Darkstorm is just so amazing. And Constricting Slime is actually really good. Like, it's really good for sniping. Like, combined with Banelings, if you can get within range of a melee or a flying hero, let me say that again. If you have Banelings and you can, like Constricting Slime, like a Team Nova or an Arcanus, you can easily get the snipe. And if they're flying, like if a Prophet is just trying to be annoying and sit on top of you the entire game, you can get the kill just by like Constricting Slime the Prophet and then spam like 20 corruptors on top of them. Same with Ares or who else can do that? Who else can you use it against? Kind of Nomad, but they can PDD, so it's high risk, high reward. And here I could have attacked from the front from like, I'll just kill these rocks. Okay. So send some lanes to kill it, because Plague will only get to 1 HP. I did get to rank 4 just because it'll kill. It does a little bit more DPS. I believe when I tested it a while ago, back when I used to work on heroes, in sandbox mode, I would use it like on the enemy Kerrigan, because you can do Zerg versus Zerg. And at level 16, rank 4 Plague does 20k damage. So as you can see, like, Survivor doesn't really have anything close to 20k HP. So like, rank 3 is fine. But rank 4 also increases the AoE. So that's huge too. So, like, Thakras just has so many good spells. See how fast everything dropped to 1 HP? In such a huge radius. Yeah, I noticed it basing about left, so I go back down there. TP would have been helpful. But, I mean, like, there's just so many good spells. When you get one... Like, I just wish I could get them all, but I can't. So I have to make cuts, and I make cuts from scans, ranks 2 to 4. I usually skip ranks 2 to 4 of Constricting Slime. And that can help me get the other 3 spells, which are a lot better. Sorry, Plague, Dark Swarm. Yeah, so I think TP, Scan, and Constricting Slime, you can get away with only 1 rank in each, which allows you to focus on Plague and Dark Swarm. That's what I'm trying to say.
Our allies are in combat. Evolution under attack. Completed.
Because you can get most of the strength with rank 1 in Teleport, Scan, Sweeper, Constricting Slime.
Metamorphosis.
But I don't know if I said it, because I've said a lot of things this game, but getting rank ups in Constricting Slime does increase the AoE, so that can increase your chance of sniping, especially once you get Zerg movement speed. So if you notice, like, the opponents are not basing at all, and they're kind of spread around the map, like, getting more ranks in Constricting Slime can help you, because if you're not doing team fights, Plague can still be useful because it kills rocks. But Dark Swarm won't be as effective if you're not team fighting. So you can kind of cut that until you need it. Because once team fight's starting, you will get a ton of levels really quickly. So you can start getting Dark Swarm then. And once team fight starts, Dark Swarm should be your rank 1 priority. Number 1 priority. To get rank 4. Yep, so like Dark Swarm here just makes my army so much stronger. Banelings are just super strong right now, honestly. Like, I don't know if they're stronger than Psalms, but they might be. I think they might just be the strongest unit in the game right now, especially after the buff. They do have a little bit of a counter though, right? I don't know. Like, they kill Arcanus, which is who I think would be a counter. Maybe Engineer is good for this versus them, because they can tank with Odins. But like with Thakras, you can you can easily Plague Odins to 1 HP, and then Dark Swarm so they do no damage. So like, there's just so much power, so much strength to Thakras. So I try to get Constricting Slime, but I just missed the AoE. Or I might have missed it by a mile. I have no idea. Honestly, like half the games with Thakras are on YouTube. So like, I don't play it that much. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna kill Spirit, but I'd rather kill this. Because I think there's 2 heroes down here. And Helios is still on the right side. So Espresso, who was able to creep to the bottom, was able to stop Helios from joining the base, which made it easier for us to break it. So that's good too. That's why a lot of Zerg heroes will creep to the top, to the right, to the bottom, and to the left. And that creates 4 quadrants on the map, where if you have good map awareness, survivors can't cross from one quadrant to the other. And if they can't base together, they're a lot more likely to die. And heroes like Dehaka, who are really good at sniping. Yeah, I just killed Spirit there. There's not really much to watch. Heroes like Dehaka, who are really good at sniping solo heroes, but not really good at breaking bases. Like that can be really hard. Or that, I mean, that can make it the game pretty much won for you just by creeping. And also, I think ZBT said something about creeping to 4 sides gives you more creep than creeping in a circle, which is pretty interesting.
Our allies are in combat.
Just because I guess when you're creeping in a circle, you have a lot of overlap between creep tumors or something. I don't know. Well, I guess also once you build forward, it's easy to make it wider.
Our allies are in combat.
It's easy to make your line wider. I don't know, it's just interesting. But yeah. I have way too much gas. I should have been building... I should have been just spamming 6, which is my keyword for hatchery, and then auto hatchery. I should have just been auto hatchering way more in this game. And with how expensive overlords are, I wish they would be capped at like at least like 300 minerals or something. Like 700. What is it? This last overlord is gonna cost me 750 minerals. That's so much. But yeah, like this is almost all plague ZPS, that not really Psalms or Thakras. So yeah, I spawn lanes. They destroy everything so quickly. I'm like, I could kill those units on the left, but their buildings are about to die soon, so no point.
Our forces have met the enemy in combat. Our allies are in combat.
And these annihilators, one thing that ZBT was mentioning is these annihilators do 45 damage and 115 armored. And like that's a ton of armored DPS. Like that might seem like a low number for such a high tech unit, but they also attack at 0.3 weapon speed, which is super strong, and they have 6 range, which is also really nice. And they spawn infinitely, so they're a strong unit. But as I was saying earlier, piglets are biological. They're not armored at all. So units like this that are really good at killing armored do not kill piglets very well. And like hydras have low HP, while like roaches have higher HP, but roaches have the armor tag, which means they can take like almost twice as much damage from some classes. So they're not really that tanky compared for some matchups. But piglets are just tanky versus everything, because there's nothing that does additional damage to biological. So we clean that up. This is another pre-made one by Zerg. I think Zerg is not the strongest right now, but they can be pretty strong if given the right like build and everything, and you can work well with your teammate. But I really think like just Plague and Dark Swarm counter so many annoying mechanics from Zerg. So I highly recommend this build. Just get rank 3 Plague to kill everything, Dark Swarm and Plague to kill armies, and just stay at level 1 scan, level 1 Constricting Slime to get snipes, and level 1 TP if you need that as well. Yeah. Was there anything else I want to mention? No, not really. Alright, see you guys in the next video.